Simone Brooks had stopped looking in mirrors years ago. 39, for kids raised alone, 16 years of being invisible. First to her ex-husband, then to every man who looked right through her at the grocery store, the gas station, anywhere. She was just someone's mom. Not a woman. Not anymore. Then the billionaire moved in next door. She's in her driveway after a 12-hour shift, fixing her own alternator and scrubs because waiting for help means waiting forever. He appears, Levi Bennett, tech royalty, the kind of man who dates magazine cover women, and offers help she doesn't need. She dismisses him in 30 seconds. But he doesn't leave. He watches her work with something in his eyes she hasn't seen in so long she can't name it. Interest. Real interest. And that terrifies her more than anything. Welcome to our channel, where we bring you emotional stories that stay with you. If you're new here, hit subscribe and the notification bell so you never miss a story. And if you're returning, thank you. Your support means everything. Now, stay until the end, drop a comment with your thoughts, and let's begin. The thing about living next door to someone was the constant proximity. Unavoidable encounters. Accidental meetings that felt anything but accidental after the first week. Simone noticed Levi everywhere. Taking out trash at the same time Tuesday morning, both in pajamas. She wore her faded nursing school t-shirt and shorts, hair wrapped in a silk scarf. He wore designer joggers that probably cost more than her car payment, looking unfairly attractive for 6 a.m. Their recycling bins were side by side. His filled with LaCroix and organic juice boxes. The twin daughters she'd learned from neighborhood gossip. Hers overflowing with soda cans and pizza boxes because feeding 4 teenagers meant survival, not Pinterest-worthy meals. "Morning," he said. "Morning." She grabbed her bin, turned to leave. "Simone." She paused. Didn't turn around. "Yeah. Your alternator. Holding up." Now she turned, one eyebrow raised. "Would have told you if it wasn't." His smile was slow, genuine. Not the practiced charm of men who thought smiles opened doors. "Right. Of course you would've." Something in his tone made her chest tight. Respect. Real respect, not the patronizing kind she'd gotten from her ex, from male colleagues, from men who saw single mother and assumed helpless. She nodded once, headed inside before that tightness could spread. Thursday evening, her youngest daughter Maya, 12, burst through the front door with 2 8-year-old girls in tow. "Mom, this is Sophie and Emma. They just moved in next door. Can they stay for dinner?" Simone looked up from chopping vegetables for tacos, the only meal all 4 kids agreed on, and met identical hazel eyes in 2 eager faces. Levi Bennett's daughters. "Of course. Did you ask your dad first?" "He said okay if it's okay with you." Sophie, or maybe Emma, bounced on her toes. "He's right outside," Maya added, pointing through the window. Simone looked. Levi stood on his front porch, phone to his ear, but his eyes were on her house. When their gazes met through the glass, he raised one hand. Permission. Apology. Acknowledgement of the invasion? She grabbed her phone, found the neighborhood group chat, located his number from his introduction post 3 weeks ago. "Simone, your daughters invited themselves to taco night. You good with that?" The response came immediately. "Levi, only if I can reimburse you for the extra mouths to feed." Simone, they're 8-year-olds, not linebackers. "We're good." Levi, then yes, thank you. "I'll pick them up at 7:30. Simone, works. She added 3 plates to the table. Her kids, Marcus, 18, Jasmine, 16, Troy, 14, and Maya, absorbed the twins into their chaos seamlessly. Dinner was loud, messy, full of laughter and arguments about whether tacos were sandwiches. The twins stared at her older kids like they'd discovered celebrities. "You have a brother in college?" Emma breathed, looking at Marcus like he was LeBron James. "Not yet," Marcus corrected, grinning. "But yeah, heading to state in the fall." At exactly 7:30, the doorbell rang. Simone opened it to find Levi in a button-down and jeans, hair slightly damp like he'd just showered. He smelled like cedar and something expensive she couldn't name. "Focus, Simone." They eaten you out of house and home yet? He asked. They had 3 tacos each and are currently trying to convince Maya to trade Pokemon cards. I think we'll survive. His smile did something unfair to her pulse. I appreciate you taking them in. I'm still figuring out the whole suburban neighbor kid thing. Gets easier. Or you get used to the chaos. Hard to tell which. Girls. He called past her. Time to go. A chorus of awe, and already, echoed from the living room. You're welcome back any time, Simone found herself saying. To the girls. Definitely to the girls. But when Levi's eyes met hers, held a beat too long, she knew he heard the invitation differently. Careful, he said quietly. I might take you up on that. The twins appeared, hugging Maya goodbye, thanking Simone with the earnest politeness of well-raised kids. As Levi herded them toward his house, Sophie turned back. Miss Simone, can you teach us to fix cars too? Daddy said you fixed yours all by yourself. Heat crept up Simone's neck. Maybe sometime. Daddy talks about you a lot, Emma added innocently. Emma. Levi's voice held parental warning. What? You do. You said Miss Simone was really. Come on, girls. Now. He met Simone's amused gaze, jaw tight, color on his cheeks. Billionaire bachelor. Blushing on her porch. They're 8, he said. They're honest. She leaned against the doorframe, enjoying his discomfort. What did you say I was exactly? Nothing inappropriate. That's not a denial. His eyes darkened, dropped briefly to her mouth before returning to her eyes. No, it's not. The air between them shifted. Charged. Dangerous. Simone straightened. Good night, Levi. Good night, Simone. She closed the door, leaned against it, heart hammering. Behind her, Jasmine's voice floated from the living room. Mom, the hot neighbor is totally into you. Mind your business, Jazzy. I'm just saying. He looked at you like homework. Now. But Jasmine was right. And that was the problem. The following Saturday, Simone was in her front yard pulling weeds from the flower beds. Therapeutic, mindless, gave her time to think. The morning was cool, birds loud, neighborhood quiet. She heard his back door close. Heard footsteps. Felt his presence before she saw him. Morning. She glanced up. Levi stood at the property line in running gear, stretching his hamstrings. His shirt clung to broad shoulders, athletic build evident. Not gym-sculpted, naturally strong. The kind of body that came from actual activity, not vanity. Stop staring, Simone. Morning, she managed. You run. Sometimes. When I have time. Which is never. She smiled despite herself. Which is rarely. What time do you usually go? When you do. 5 a.m. Before work. His eyebrows rose. That's dedicated. That's single parenthood. You take time when you can find it. He nodded slowly, still stretching. Still watching her. Mind if I join you sometime? Yes. Absolutely yes, she minded. Because running meant silence, proximity, rhythmic breathing that would definitely not help her maintain professional distance. It's a public street, she said instead. That's not an answer. It's the only one you're getting. His grin was devastating. I'll take it. He took off down the street, long easy strides. She watched longer than she should have, then cursed under her breath and went back to her weeds. Monday morning, 5 a.m., her porch light flicked on. She stepped outside in running tights and a long-sleeve shirt, earbuds ready. Levi was already in his driveway. Waiting. Her heart did something complicated. You're serious, she said. Told you I would be. I run for an hour. 6 miles. Okay. I don't do small talk while running. Perfect. I prefer silence anyway. She studied him, looking for the angle, the game, the thing men always had. But his expression was open, earnest, like he genuinely just wanted to run beside her. Keep up then, she said and took off. He kept up. They ran in silence through the sleeping neighborhood, their footfalls synchronized after the first mile. Simone felt hyper-aware of him. His breathing, his presence, the heat radiating from his body in the cool morning air. It should have been uncomfortable. Instead, it felt right. Natural. Like they'd been doing this for years. At the 3-mile mark, she picked up pace. Testing him. He matched her without complaint. At 5 miles, she sprinted the last quarter. Not to lose him, to see if he'd rise to it. He did. Pulled ahead even, then slowed to let her catch up. Grinning like this was the most fun he'd had in months. When they reached her driveway, both breathing hard, morning light breaking gold over the rooftops, he bent at the waist, hands on his knees. "You trying to kill me?" She stretched her quads, refusing to show how much that sprint had cost her. "Just making sure you're serious." "Oh, I'm serious." He straightened, eyes bright. "Same time tomorrow? If you can handle it." "Simone." His voice dropped. "I can handle way more than you're giving me." The double meaning hung between them. She grabbed her water bottle from the porch. "We'll see." He showed up Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Never talked during runs. Never pushed for conversation. Just showed up, kept pace, matched her energy. By the second week, Simone stopped pretending she didn't look forward to 5 a.m. By the third week, her kids noticed. "So you and Mr. Bennett are like a thing now?" Marcus asked over breakfast, trying to sound casual while clearly fishing. "We run together." "That's it." "Uh-huh." Jasmine shared a look with Troy. "Just running." "What's that supposed to mean?" "Nothing," Jasmine said innocently. "Just that he looks at you like you hung the moon, but sure. Just running." Simone's chest tightened. "He does not." "Mom." Troy actually put down his phone. "He literally times his morning routine to yours. We can see him through the window. He waits for your porch light." Heat flooded her face. "You're all imagining things." "Are we though?" Marcus grinned. "Because Emma told Maya that their dad talks about you at dinner. Like a lot." "Okay, this conversation is over. School." "No. All of you." They scattered, laughing, leaving Simone alone with her coffee and the uncomfortable realization that if her kids noticed, everyone noticed. The question was, what was she going to do about it? The answer came the following Saturday at the neighborhood spring fundraiser. The elementary school gym, transformed with streamers and balloons. Volunteers everywhere, Simone coordinating setup with the efficiency of someone who'd done this 100 times. Because she had. PTA president 2 years running, volunteer coordinator for every school event since Marcus was in kindergarten. Levi showed up an hour into setup. "Thought you could use extra hands," he said. Simone looked up from her clipboard. He wore jeans and a plain black t-shirt, work gloves already on, ready to actually help. Not supervise. Help. "Table assembly is that corner," she said, testing him. "Heavy lifting, tedious work, usually the last area to get volunteers." "Got it." No hesitation. No complaint. He worked for 3 hours. Carried tables, assembled risers, hung decorations without being asked. When another volunteer, Carol, PTA treasurer, perpetually judgmental, made a snide comment about people thinking they can just show up and take over, Levi calmly continued working. Didn't engage, didn't react. But Simone noticed. When Carol left for a coffee run, Simone found herself next to him at the supply closet. "You didn't have to take that," she said quietly. He shrugged. "Carol's upset because I'm new and she doesn't know my pedigree yet. It's fine. It's rude. It's human." He handed her a box of streamers. "People protect their territory. I get it. I'm the outsider who showed up with money and no history. That makes people uncomfortable." His insight surprised her. Most men would have said something back. Most men have fragile egos. His eyes met hers. "I don't need to prove anything to Carol. I'm not here for her." The implication hung heavy. Simone's mouth went dry. "Why are you here, Levi?" Wrong question. Dangerous question. They were alone in the storage room, close quarters, his cedar scent making her thoughts fuzzy. His jaw tightened. Honestly, because you're the first woman who's made me want to be worthy of her attention. Her breath caught. I've spent 3 weeks running with you in silence because you asked for silence, he continued, voice low. I've volunteered at events I don't care about because you care about them. I've learned your kids' schedules, your work shifts, the fact that you play Mary J. Blige when you're stressed and Jill Scott when you're happy. I know you're left-handed. I know you bite your lip when you're thinking. I know you haven't dated since your ex left because you told yourself you didn't have time. But the truth is you stopped believing anyone would see you as more than just a mom. Her heart hammered against her ribs. Levi. But I see you, Simone. I see you fixing your own car because you refuse to be dependent. I see you running at 5 a.m. because it's the only time that's yours. I see you managing 4 kids and a career and this whole damn community event like you were born for leadership. You don't need me. You don't need anyone. But God, I want to be the person you choose anyway. The storage room felt too small, too hot. His eyes were intense, vulnerable, stripped of any pretense. I've been on my own a long time, she heard herself say. Learned to depend on myself. Learned my value isn't tied to whether a man notices me. I know. He stepped closer. Still not touching. Giving her control. That's what makes this terrifying. You're not looking for someone to complete you. You're already complete. Which means if I want any part of your life, I have to earn it. The honesty in his voice cracked something open in her chest. She'd spent 16 years building walls, protecting herself, proving she didn't need anyone. And here was this man, this gorgeous, successful, kind man, asking permission to scale those walls. Not demanding. Not assuming. Asking. Then stop trying to impress me, she said, surprised by the steadiness in her voice. I don't care about your money or your connections. Another step closer from him. She didn't back away. I care about character. Show me who you are when no one important is watching. His breath was warm on her face. Simone. Rough. Raw. You've been avoiding me for 2 months. Yes. No apology. Why? Because every time I'm near you, I forget why this is a bad idea. His eyes darkened. Is it a bad idea? Probably. But her gaze dropped to his mouth. You're a billionaire. I'm a single mom with 4 kids and a mortgage. We live next door. If this goes wrong, it won't. You don't know that. You're right. I don't. He was close enough now that she could see gold flecks in his hazel eyes. Still not touching. Letting her choose. But I know I've never wanted anything the way I want this. Want you. And I'm terrified that makes me reckless. Her pulse thundered in her ears. Levi. Tell me you don't feel it. His voice dropped to almost a whisper. This thing between us. Tell me I'm imagining how you look at me when you think I'm not watching. Tell me to stop and I will. I'll move if that's what you need. Silence stretched. Her entire body hummed with awareness. She could smell his skin, feel the heat radiating from him, see the tension in his jaw. I can't, she admitted. Barely audible. Can't what? Can't tell you I don't feel it. Victory and something deeper, relief, flashed across his face. What do you want to do about it? She smiled slowly, reclaiming ground. Absolutely nothing. Yet. His expression shifted. Confusion. Frustration. Hope. She stepped back deliberately, watched his hands flex with the effort of not reaching for her. You said you want to be worthy of my attention? Prove it. Show me character. Consistency. Show me who you are over time, not just in heated moments in storage closets. Simone. I don't do impulsive, Levi. I don't do reckless. I have 4 kids who depend on me, a life I've built carefully. If you want any part of that. She moved toward the door. You're going to have to earn it. She paused with her hand on the doorknob. Looked back. And Levi. Stop looking at me like that in public. People are starting to notice. Like what? Her smile was dangerous. Like you're trying to figure out how I taste. She left him standing there, hands clenched, breathing hard, looking absolutely wrecked. In the gym, she pressed her back against the wall, heart racing, knees weak. What the hell was she doing? Playing with fire, that's what. And for the first time in 16 years, she wanted to get burned. Quick pause. If you're feeling this story, hit the hype so others can find it. Comment where you're watching from. Now, back to the story. The week after the fundraiser, Levi Bennett proved he'd been paying attention. Monday morning, 5 a.m., he was waiting. They ran in their usual silence, but something had shifted. The air between them felt heavier. Charged. Every accidental brush of arms sent electricity through Simone's body. At the end, stretching on her porch, he finally spoke. I'm coaching the twins' soccer team. Volunteer assistant coach. She raised an eyebrow. You play soccer? Not even a little. But I'm going to learn. He met her eyes. Character. Consistency. Showing up even when I'm terrible at something. Her lips twitched. That's actually really sweet. Yeah, well, you said prove it. He headed toward his house, called back over his shoulder. First practice is Thursday. If you want to come watch me make a fool of myself. She absolutely did not want to watch him coach 8-year-olds in soccer shorts. Except she did. Desperately. Tuesday evening, she came home from a brutal shift to find her front porch swept clean, the loose board she'd been meaning to fix mysteriously repaired, and a note tucked under her doormat. Noticed the board was loose. Couldn't sleep knowing you might trip in the dark. L. No signature needed. She knew that handwriting from the neighborhood group chat. Something warm unfurled in her chest. Wednesday morning, her car wouldn't start. She was running late, had a staff meeting she couldn't miss, and the universe was clearly testing her. Before she could call a rideshare, Levi appeared in her driveway. I heard your starter clicking from my kitchen. Keys. Levi, I don't have time. Which is why I'm driving you to work. Keys. She should argue. Should maintain boundaries. Instead, she grabbed her bag. Fine. But you're not fixing my car without asking first. Wouldn't dream of it. His smile was pure mischief. I'll just look at it. See what's wrong. Maybe order parts. Definitely not fix anything. In his Mercedes, obscenely comfortable, smelled like leather and him. Simone tried not to notice how his hands looked on the steering wheel. Or how he'd memorized the route to her hospital without asking. Or how he'd known exactly which entrance she used. You're staring, he said mildly. I'm observing. What's the verdict? She considered lying. Decided against it. You're very good at this. At driving. At showing up. His jaw tightened. He pulled into the hospital parking lot, found her usual spot near the east entrance. Put the car in park but didn't unlock the doors. Simone. She turned. Found him watching her with an intensity that stole her breath. I meant what I said in that storage room. Every word. Her throat went tight. I know. Do you? He shifted to face her fully. Because I'm not sure you understand what you've done to me. I sold my company 3 years ago. Had every intention of staying single, raising my girls quietly, maybe dating casually when they were older. Then you appeared in your driveway covered in grease, told me you didn't need help and he laughed, the sound rough. I haven't stopped thinking about you since. Levi. I'm not trying to pressure you. I know you said earn it, and I will. I am. But I need you to know this isn't casual for me. I don't show up at 5 a.m. for casual. I don't learn soccer for casual. I don't lie awake at night thinking about how your voice sounds when you laugh for casual. Her heart hammered. What are you saying? I'm saying I'm all in. Completely. And I'll wait as long as you need. But when you're ready. His eyes held hers. I'm not going anywhere. She couldn't breathe. Couldn't think. Could only feel the truth of his words settling into her bones. I have to go, she whispered. I know. Levi. Your shift starts in 10 minutes. Go save lives, Simone. I'll be here when you're ready. She got out of the car on shaking legs. Halfway to the entrance, she turned back. He was still there, watching her through the windshield. She pulled out her phone. Simone, thank you. For the ride. For the porch. For showing up. His response came before she reached the doors. Levi, always. Thursday afternoon, against her better judgment, Simone found herself at the elementary school soccer field. Maya had wanted to watch the twins practice anyway, so really, this wasn't about Levi. This was about supporting her daughter, supporting her friends. Keep telling yourself that, Simone. She spotted him immediately. Surrounded by 8-year-olds, whistle around his neck, clipboard in hand, looking absolutely lost. The head coach, Mr. Rodriguez, she knew from Maya's days in soccer, was demonstrating a drill. Levi watched with intense concentration, like he was memorizing quantum physics. Then he tried to demonstrate himself. Kicked the ball straight into the goalpost. The kids erupted in giggles. Okay, so not like that, he said, grinning. Who wants to show me the right way? 5 hands shot up. He picked Sophie, who demonstrated with perfect form. Like that, Daddy. You're way better at this than me, sophomore. Pure pride in his voice. All right, everyone pair up. Let's practice. Simone watched him move through the chaos, encouraging shy kids, gently correcting form, celebrating small victories. He was terrible at soccer. Genuinely, hilariously bad. But his patience was infinite. His enthusiasm genuine. When Emma tripped and scraped her knee, he was there instantly. Not helicoptering, just present. Cleaned the scrape, put on a bandage, sent her back to practice with a high five. He's really bad at soccer, Maya observed. Terrible, Simone agreed. But he's trying really hard. Yeah, he is. Is that why you like him? Simone's head snapped around. What? Maya's expression was far too knowing for 12. Mom, I'm not blind. You look at him the way you used to look at Dad in old pictures. Before everything got bad. The observation hit like a punch. Maya. It's okay, her daughter said quietly. We all like him. The twins are awesome. And Mr. Bennett is nice to you. Like actually nice. Not nice because he wants something. Simone's chest tightened. You guys talked about this? Well, yeah. Marcus says he's solid. Jasmine says he's hot but also respectful, which is apparently rare. Troy says anyone who shows up at 5 a.m. just to run in silence is either serious or a serial killer, and Mr. Bennett doesn't give off serial killer vibes. Despite everything, Simone laughed. You all are too much. We just want you to be happy, Mom. Maya leaned against her shoulder. You spend all your time taking care of us. It's okay if someone wants to take care of you too. Tears pricked Simone's eyes. When had her baby gotten so wise? On the field, Levi looked up, caught her watching. His whole face lit up. Not practiced charm. Pure, unfiltered joy at seeing her. Oh, she was in trouble. After practice, the twins dragged Maya off to the playground. Levi approached, soccer ball tucked under his arm, grass stains on his knees. So, witness to my humiliation. You were very enthusiastic. That's a kind way of saying I sucked. You sucked with heart. His laugh was warm. Real. I'll take it. Walk with me. They fell into step around the field's perimeter. Close but not touching. The evening air was cooling. Golden light slanting through trees. Emma told me what you said, Simone said after a moment. He tensed. Which part? About lying awake thinking about my laugh. Ah, that part. She said you talk about me at dinner. They have big mouths. They're honest. She glanced at him. Apparently it runs in the family. He stopped walking, turned to face her. I'm not going to apologize for being honest about how I feel. I'm not asking you to. Then what are you asking? She took a breath. I'm asking how you make this look so easy. Confusion flickered across his face. What? This. She gestured between them. Showing up. Being vulnerable. Putting yourself out there knowing I might shut you down. You do it like it's nothing, but it's... Her voice caught. It's everything. Understanding dawned in his eyes. Simone. It's not easy. You make it look easy. I'm terrified every single day. He stepped closer. Terrified you'll decide I'm not worth the risk. Terrified I'll screw this up. Terrified that I'll wake up and realize you were right. We're too different, too complicated, too much potential for disaster. Then why? Because you're worth the terror. Simple. Direct. Devastating. I've had easy, Simone. I've had women who wanted my money or my name or the lifestyle. I've had relationships that required nothing from me emotionally. And you know what? They were empty. Meaningless. You scare the hell out of me because you matter. Because losing you would actually hurt. Her breath shuddered. Levi. I know you're not ready. I know you need time, need proof, need me to show you this is real. I'll give you that. I'll give you whatever you need. But don't think for a second this is easy for me. Watching you and not being able to touch you. Standing this close and maintaining distance. It's the hardest thing I've ever done. The air between them crackled. His eyes dropped to her mouth, lingered, dragged back up with visible effort. I should go, she whispered. You should. Neither moved. On the playground, Maya's laugh rang out. The twins' voices. Reality bleeding back in. Simone stepped back. Same time tomorrow? For the run. I'll be there. She made herself walk away. Felt his eyes on her the entire distance to the playground. That night, lying in bed, her phone buzzed. Levi. For the record, you looked beautiful today. Sunlight in your hair. That smile you tried to hide when I kicked the ball into the post. Been thinking about it for hours. Simone. You're making this very difficult. Levi, good. You've been making it difficult for me since the day we met. Fair's fair. Simone. Good night, Levi. Levi. Good night, Simone. Sweet dreams. She fell asleep smiling, phone clutched to her chest, feeling like a teenager and not even caring. Over the next 3 weeks, Levi Bennett became part of the fabric of her life. Not intrusively. Not demandingly. Just present. He fixed her car, with permission this time, and refused payment. Consider it neighborly maintenance. He showed up to Marcus's school award ceremony because the twins wanted to go support Maya, who was getting an art award. Sat with Simone's family, cheered for her son's academic achievement like it mattered to him personally. When Jasmine mentioned needing interview clothes for her part-time job search, a package appeared on Simone's porch 3 days later. Professional blazer, perfectly sized. Note attached. Saw this and thought of Jazzy. If it's wrong size or she hates it, no feelings hurt. It fit perfectly. Jasmine cried. He learned her coffee order without asking. Started leaving a cup on his porch railing before their morning runs. Perfectly timed to still be hot when she grabbed it. When Troy's gaming console broke and Simone couldn't afford to replace it immediately, a used one appeared. Not new, he'd learned her pride. Used from a friend who upgraded, said I could have it for free. Troy was thrilled. Simone saw through the lie but let it slide because arguing felt like refusing grace. At the neighborhood pool party, when Carol made another snide comment, must be nice, having a wealthy man solve all your problems. Levi calmly responded, Simone doesn't have problems that need solving. She's the most capable person I know. I'm just lucky she tolerates my company. Carol sputtered. The other neighbors hid smiles. Later, by the pool, Simone found him with the twins. You didn't have to do that. He looked up, squinting against the sun. Do what? Defend me. I can handle Carol. I know you can. Doesn't mean you should have to. He stood, water dripping from his swim trunks. Athletic build on full display. Simone forced her eyes to his face. Besides, I was just stating facts. Was that before or after you bought my son a gaming console? His expression turned sheepish. I thought I was subtle about that. You're terrible at subtle. Clearly. He stepped closer, lowered his voice. You mad? She should be. Should lecture him about boundaries, about overstepping, about her kids not being his responsibility. Instead, no. But Levi, ask next time. The helping it's sweet. But I need to feel like a partner in this, not a project. Something fierce and tender crossed his face. Partner. I like that word. Don't get ahead of yourself. We're not. I know. Not there yet. But we could be. His pinky finger brushed hers, deliberate, electric. Couldn't we? Her heart stuttered. Around them, kids screamed and laughed, water splashed, life happened. But in their bubble, time suspended. Yeah, she admitted. Barely audible. We could be. His answering smile could have powered the city. The shift came on a random Tuesday. Simone was driving home from a particularly brutal shift. Lost a patient, young, sudden, nothing they could have done, but she always questioned anyway. And her hands wouldn't stop shaking on the steering wheel. She pulled into her driveway, sat in the car, couldn't make herself go inside. Couldn't plaster on the mom's fine face. Not yet. Her phone buzzed. Levi, your porch light's not on. You okay? She looked. His kitchen light was on. He could see her driveway from his window. Simone, bad day. Levi, need company or space. The fact that he asked instead of assuming made her throat tight. Simone, company. Maybe. Levi, coming over. 2 minutes later, he appeared at her car door. Didn't open it, didn't rush her. Just stood there, patient, present. She opened the door. Got out. And without thinking, without planning, stepped into his arms. He caught her instantly. Wrapped her up, one hand in her hair, the other around her waist, solid and warm and safe. I've got you, he murmured into her hair. Whatever it is, I've got you. She didn't cry. Couldn't afford to start because she might not stop. But she let herself lean, let herself be held, let herself take what she needed. They stood in her driveway for 10 minutes. Maybe 15. Time lost meaning. Finally, she pulled back. His eyes searched her face. You want to talk about it? Not yet. Okay. He tucked a lock behind her ear, the gesture achingly tender. Kids inside. At their dad's for the week. His thumb brushed her cheekbone. Then come next door. I'll make you dinner. Or order dinner. I'm not a great cook. But you shouldn't be alone right now. She should say no. Should maintain those carefully constructed boundaries. Okay, she heard herself say. His house was immaculate. Modern but warm, toys scattered artfully, photos of the twins everywhere. He settled her on his couch, disappeared into the kitchen, returned with wine and plates of Thai takeout he'd apparently had delivered while she was parking. They ate in comfortable silence. He didn't push, didn't pry, just existed beside her until she was ready. Lost a patient today, she finally said. 26. Brain aneurysm. Was fine at breakfast. Gone by lunch. Just gone. Levi's hand found hers. Squeezed. Made me think about time, she continued. How we think we have so much of it. Put things off. Protect ourselves. Wait for perfect timing. She turned to face him. But there's no perfect timing, is there? No, he said quietly. There's not. I've been waiting. Making you prove yourself. Testing you. I know. It wasn't fair. It was necessary. His thumb traced circles on her palm. You needed to trust me. Trust this. I don't begrudge you that, Simone. I do trust you. The truth of it settled in her bones. That's what scares me. Why? Because you could hurt me. Really hurt me. I haven't let anyone have that power in 16 years. He brought her hand to his lips, kissed her knuckles. I know the weight of what you're giving me. I won't treat it carelessly. Promise. Promise. She studied him. This man who'd shown up every single day. Who'd learned her coffee order and her kids' schedules. Who'd coached soccer despite being terrible at it. who'd defended her pride while supporting her quietly, who'd held her in her driveway without asking why. Levi. Yeah. I'm ready. His breath caught. Ready for what? To stop pretending this isn't what I want. She shifted closer. To stop making you earn what you've already proven. To stop being scared and just jump. Simone. Kiss me. He froze. Are you sure? Because I need you to be sure. If I kiss you now after the day you've had, I need to know it's not just. She kissed him, closed the distance, pressed her lips to his, and felt the entire world tilt. He made a sound low in his throat, surprise, relief, hunger, and kissed her back. Slow at first, gentle, giving her control. Then deeper when she opened for him, his hand cupping her jaw, thumb stroking her cheek, kissing her like she was precious and necessary and everything. When they broke apart, both breathing hard, his forehead rested against hers. That was. Yeah, she agreed. I want to do that approximately 5,000 more times. She laughed. Giddy, light. That can be arranged. But not tonight. He pulled back slightly, eyes searching hers. Not when you're vulnerable and hurting. I want you clear-headed when we do this. Her heart expanded. You're really something, you know that? Just a man trying to deserve you. You already do. She kissed him again, softer this time. But I should probably go home. You should. Neither moved. Finally, reluctantly, she stood. He walked her to the door, hands in his pockets like he didn't trust himself to touch her again. Levi. Yeah. Thank you. For tonight. For every night. For showing up. His smile was gentle. Always, Simone. Always. She walked across their lawns, felt his eyes on her until she closed her door. Inside, she leaned against it, fingers touching her lips, heart racing. She jumped. And he'd caught her. The morning after the kiss, Simone woke to 17 texts. From Levi. Levi, 11:47 p.m. still thinking about that kiss. Levi, 12:03 a.m. okay. Obsessing about that kiss. Levi, 12:45 a.m. you're probably asleep. I should be asleep. Can't sleep. Levi, 1:23 a.m. I'm not usually like this. For the record. Very cool and collected normally. Levi, 1:24 a.m. you've ruined me. Levi, 2:15 a.m. should I apologize for the text bombing? Levi, 2:16 a.m. not sorry. Levi, 3:30 a.m. okay maybe a little sorry. Levi, 4:47 a.m. definitely not running this morning. Need at least 3 hours sleep. Rain check. Levi, 4:48 a.m. not a euphemism. Actual rain check for actual running. Levi, 5:02 a.m. your porch light just came on. You're running without me, aren't you? Levi, 5:03 a.m. respectful but also devastated. Levi, 5:45 a.m. hope you have a good run. And a good day. And a good everything. Levi, 5:46 a.m. okay stopping now before this gets creepy. Levi, 6:15 a.m. one more thing. Levi, 6:16 a.m. last night was perfect. You are perfect. Can't wait to see you again. Levi, 6:17 a.m. now actually stopping. Simone read them in her kitchen, coffee in hand, grinning like an idiot. This man. This brilliant, successful, confident man, reduced to text bombing like a teenager. She typed back. Simone, good morning. For the record, I find your text bombing endearing, not creepy. And last night was perfect. Simone. Also, you owe me a running partner. I'm very disappointed in your stamina. His response was immediate. Levi, my stamina is fine. I was emotionally compromised. Simone, emotionally compromised? Levi, you kissed me. My entire system shut down. Still rebooting. Simone, drama queen. Levi, you're drama queen? Her heart did that complicated flutter thing. Simone, maybe. Levi, I'll take maybe. For now. Dinner tonight? Actual date. I pick you up, we go somewhere nice. I try not to spend the whole time thinking about kissing you again. Simone. Kids are back Sunday. So yes. Tonight works. Levi, it's a date. A real one. With my girlfriend. Simone. Girlfriend? Pretty sure we haven't had that conversation yet. Levi, you're right. Let me rectify that. Her phone rang immediately. She answered, laughing. Simone Brooks. Levi's voice was formal, serious. Will you be my girlfriend? Official, exclusive, the whole thing. We're 40 and you're asking me to go steady? I'm 43 and completely undone by a woman who fixes her own car. Humor me. She bit her lip, warmth spreading through her chest. Yes. Official. Exclusive. The whole thing. Thank God. Relief flooded his voice. I'll pick you up at 7. It's a date. That afternoon, Simone was reorganizing supply closets at the hospital. Mind-numbing work she'd volunteered for because it let her think, when her phone buzzed. Unknown number. Unknown. Is this Simone Brooks? Simone, who's asking? Unknown. Christina Wells. Levi Bennett's former business partner. Can we talk? Every alarm bell in Simone's head went off. She stepped into an empty patient room, closed the door. Simone, about what? Christina. About Levi. And what you're getting into. Simone. I appreciate your concern, but... Christina. I'm not being catty. I promise. I care about Levi. Want to make sure he's protected. And that means making sure you're genuine. Anger sparked hot in Simone's chest. Simone, let me be very clear. My relationship with Levi is none of your business. And the implication that I'm not genuine? Offensive. Christina, I knew you'd react that way. Look, can we meet? Coffee. I'll explain everything. I'm not trying to break you up. Just want to talk. Simone, why should I? Christina, because Levi's been hurt before. Because there are things about his world you don't understand yet. Because I think you actually care about him. And if you do, you'll want to know what you're walking into. Simone's jaw clenched. She should decline. Block the number. Tell Levi immediately. But curiosity won. Simone, 1 coffee. Tomorrow. You have 30 minutes. Christina. Thank you. I'll text you the address. Simone stared at her phone, stomach churning. Was this protecting Levi? Or betraying him by meeting with someone from his past? She didn't know. The date that night was perfect. Levi picked her up in dark slacks and a charcoal sweater that made his hazel eyes vivid. She'd chosen a burgundy wrap dress, natural curls loose, minimal makeup. His reaction when she opened the door. I've forgotten how to speak. She laughed, grabbing her clutch. You recover quickly. No, seriously. He pressed a hand to his chest. Heart stopped. Everything stopped. You're stunning. You're not so bad yourself. He drove them to a restaurant overlooking the water. Intimate, elegant, the kind of place she hadn't been to since before her ex left. Maybe ever. Over wine and incredible food, they talked. Really talked. About his marriage. How it had been good until his wife got sick, how grief had nearly destroyed him, how the twins saved him. About her ex, how he'd wanted the nuclear family until the reality was too hard, how she'd rebuilt from nothing, how her kids were her greatest accomplishment. Do you regret it? Levi asked. The marriage. The kids. All of it. Never the kids. The marriage. She considered. I regret how it ended. But it made me who I am. Made me strong. Independent. Taught me I don't need someone. Only want someone if they're right. Am I? His eyes held hers. Right for you. You asked me to be your girlfriend this morning. Little late for doubt. Not doubt. Just want to make sure I'm what you need. She reached across the table, took his hand. You show up, Levi. Every day. You see me. Not mom, not nurse, not the woman managing everything. You see Simone. The person underneath all the roles. That's what I need. He brought her hand to his lips, kissed her palm. You make it sound easy. Isn't it? With you. Yeah. Everything's easy with you. After dinner, they walked along the waterfront. His arm around her shoulders, her arm around his waist, fitting together like they'd been doing this for years. Simone. I'm falling for you. Probably already fell. Just thought you should know. Her breath caught. Levi. You don't have to say it back. No pressure. Just wanted you to know where I am. She stopped walking, turned to face him, hands on his chest. I'm falling too. Have been since you showed up at 5 a.m. that first morning. Maybe before. His smile was radiant. Yeah. He kissed her there on the waterfront, under string lights and stars, soft and sweet and full of promise. This, she thought. This is what I've been waiting for. The next morning, Simone met Christina at a cafe downtown. The woman was polished, designer clothes, perfect hair, the confidence of someone who'd always belonged in boardrooms. She stood when Simone arrived, extended her hand. Thank you for coming. Simone didn't take the hand. Sat down, ordered coffee from the hovering waiter, then leveled Christina with her best nurse stare. You have 30 minutes. Start talking. Christina didn't flinch. Direct. I like that. She settled back in her chair. I'll be equally direct. Levi is one of the best men I know. Brilliant, kind, ethical. But he's also extremely wealthy and, as of 3 years ago, single. Do you know how many women have tried to get their hooks into him? I'm not interested in his money. I believe you. That's why I wanted to meet. Christina leaned forward. But his former social circle won't. They'll tear you apart. Question your motives. Spread rumors. It's vicious, that world. And Levi's been out of it long enough that he's forgotten how bad it can be. Simone's stomach tightened. What are you saying? I'm saying there's a charity gala next month. Big event, Silicon Valley elite, the works. Levi was already invited. Probably planning to skip like he has for 3 years. But if he brings you... Christina's expression turned sympathetic. They'll eat you alive. Question everything. Your education, your career, your children. Why he'd choose you over the dozens of women in his class. Anger and fear warred in Simone's chest. You think I can't handle it. I think you shouldn't have to. I think Levi should warn you about what dating him publicly means in those circles. Has he been hiding me? No. But he's been living in a suburban bubble. Hasn't reintegrated into his old world. The minute he does, with you on his arm, the scrutiny will be intense. Simone's coffee arrived. She wrapped her hands around the cup, needing the warmth. Why are you telling me this? Because I don't want you blindsided. And because I want you to talk to Levi. Ask him about his world. His former life. The expectations he walked away from. Christina's voice softened. If you two are real, you'll weather it. But you deserve to go in with your eyes open. And if we don't weather it... Christina stood, placed cash on the table. Then you'll know before you're in too deep. She paused. For what it's worth. I think you might be exactly what he needs. Someone real. Someone who doesn't care about his money or status. Just be prepared for the fight. She left. Simone sat alone, coffee growing cold, mind racing. That night, kids back from their dads, Simone tried to act normal. Made dinner, supervised homework, pretended her conversation with Christina wasn't echoing in her head. Around 9, Levi texted. Levi, kids settled? Simone. Finally. Homework wars are real. Levi, back deck? I have wine. Simone, give me 10. She found him on his deck, 2 glasses already poured. The night was cool, stars bright. He smiled when she appeared, patted the seat beside him. She sat, accepted the wine, tried to figure out how to start. You're quiet, he observed. What's wrong? Direct. That's what she'd always been. No reason to stop now. Christina Wells contacted me yesterday. Levi went very still. What? She wanted to meet. To warn me about your world. The scrutiny that comes with dating you publicly. His jaw clenched. Simone. Why didn't you tell me? Not accusatory. Genuine question. About the gala. About the social circle you left. About what it might mean for me if we do this publicly. He set his wine down, ran a hand through his hair. Because I was hoping it wouldn't matter. That we could just exist in this bubble. Be happy without all that noise. But it does matter. Does it? He turned to face her. Those people, that world, I left it for a reason. It's toxic. Superficial. Full of people who value net worth over character. I don't want any part of it anymore. But they're still your connections. Your history. And according to Christina, they'll come for me the minute we're public. Let them. His voice turned fierce. I don't care what they think. But I do. She met his eyes. Not because I'm ashamed. But because I need to know what I'm walking into. What my kids are walking into. Marcus is heading to college. Jasmine is applying for jobs. If your world decides to make me a target, it affects them too. Understanding flickered across his face. You're right. I should have told you. Should have prepared you. He reached for her hand. I'm sorry. I'm not asking you to choose between your past and me. Aren't you? No. I'm asking you to be honest about what this relationship means in the real world. Not just in our neighborhood bubble. He was quiet for a long moment. Then, the gala. I was invited. I've been ignoring it because those events make me feel like I'm pretending to be someone I'm not anymore. But if I go, when I go, I want you with me. As what? Your date. Your girlfriend? Your proof that you've moved on. As my partner. Simple. Direct. The woman I'm falling in love with. The woman I choose, regardless of what anyone thinks. Her heart stuttered. Levi. I know it won't be easy. No, they'll judge us. But Simone. He cupped her face. I've spent 3 years hiding from that world. Living small. And then you came along and made me want to live big again. Take up space. Be proud of my choices. I don't want to hide you. I want to stand next to you and let everyone see exactly who I choose. Tears pricked her eyes. What if I'm not ready for that scrutiny? Then we wait. Go at your pace. But eventually. His thumb stroked her cheek. Eventually, I want the world to know you're mine. That I'm yours. That we built something real. She kissed him. Soft, lingering, full of everything she couldn't say yet. When they broke apart, she rested her forehead against his. Okay. Okay. Let's go to the gala. Face your world together. Show them exactly who we are. His smile was brilliant. You sure? Terrified. But sure. That's my girl. They sat in comfortable silence. Hands intertwined, stars overhead. Tomorrow would bring new challenges. But tonight they had this. Each other. And for now that was enough. The next 3 weeks were a crash course in Levi's former world. He took her shopping, over her protests, for a gown appropriate for the gala. Not because her clothes weren't good enough. Because he wanted to give her armor. Think of it as a costume, he said in the boutique. You're playing a role. Might as well look the part. She tried on a dozen dresses. Felt ridiculous in half of them. Then she found it, a floor-length gown in deep emerald that made her skin glow, fitted at the waist, elegant without being showy. When she stepped out of the dressing room, Levi's expression went slack. That one. Definitely that one. You sure? It's not too. It's perfect. You're perfect. She studied herself in the mirror. Barely recognized the woman staring back. Confident, elegant, powerful. Maybe this armor would work after all. At home she researched. Googled Levi's company, his former partners, the charity the gala supported. Learned the language, the names, the players. If she was walking into his world, she'd do it prepared. Her kids noticed. You're nervous, Marcus observed one night over dinner. That obvious. You've cleaned the kitchen 3 times today. That's your anxiety tell. Simone sighed. There's this event. With Levi. In his old world. I'm out of my depth. You. Jasmine snorted. Mom, you ran a household on one income for 16 years. You put yourself through nursing school. You manage a hospital unit. You can handle some rich people. They're not just rich people. They're his people. His past. And I'm. What? A black single mom from the suburbs. Troy's voice was flat. You think they're gonna have a problem with that? The unspoken tension crystallized. She'd been so focused on class difference, she'd avoided acknowledging the elephant in the room. Maybe, she admitted. Then screw them, Marcus said. You're with Mr. Bennett because he sees who you are. If his old friends can't, that's their loss. When did you all get so wise? We learned from the best. Jasmine's smile was soft. You taught us our worth isn't determined by other people's opinions. Same applies to you, Mom. She pulled her kids into a group hug, blinking back tears. Love you guys. Love you too, they chorused. Now let go, this is embarrassing. She laughed, released them, felt lighter than she had in days. Her kids were right. She knew her worth. Time to show Levi's world. The night before the gala, Levi came over after the kids were asleep. Found her on the back deck, staring at stars. Ready for tomorrow? He asked, settling beside her. Ask me after I've had 3 glasses of wine. He smiled, but it didn't reach his eyes. Simone. If this is too much. It's not. She took his hand. I'm nervous. But I want to do this. Want to be part of your whole life, not just the comfortable parts. You're something else, you know that? So I've been told. He kissed her temple, pulled her close. They sat in comfortable silence until she finally voiced the fear that had been gnawing at her. What if they're right? Right about what? That we're too different. That I don't fit in your world. He pulled back to look at her. Simone Brooks. Look at me. She did. You are a nurse practitioner who saves lives. A mother who raised 4 incredible humans alone. A woman who fixes her own car, runs 6 miles before dawn, and still has energy to organize community events. You have more substance, more value, more worth than every person in that ballroom combined. Levi. I'm not finished. I don't give a damn if you fit in my old world. That world is hollow. Meaningless. You're real. You matter. And anyone who can't see that isn't worth your time. Tears slipped down her cheeks. You really believe that? With everything I am. She kissed him. Deep, intense, pouring every emotion she couldn't articulate into the contact. He responded immediately, hands in her hair, pulling her closer, kissing her like she was oxygen. When they broke apart, both breathing hard, he rested his forehead against hers. I love you, he said. Simple. Clear. Devastating. In case there was any doubt. I love you, Simone. Her heart stopped. Then started again, faster, fuller. I love you too. Have for a while now. Was just scared to say it. Don't be scared. Not with me. Never with me. They held each other under the stars. Tomorrow's challenges waiting. But tonight they had this. Love. Real, honest, hard-won love. Whatever came next, they'd face it together. The ballroom was obscene. Crystal chandeliers, floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the bay, servers in white jackets circulating with champagne and hors d'oeuvres that probably cost more than Simone's weekly grocery budget. Women dripped in diamonds. Men wore tuxedos that probably required tailors and 3 fittings. Simone's emerald gown suddenly felt inadequate. Levi's hand found the small of her back. Breathe. I am breathing. You've been holding your breath for 30 seconds. Breathe. She exhaled, forced her shoulders to relax. This is excessive, pretentious, a monument to wealth inequality. Despite her nerves, she laughed. I was going to say intimidating. But those work too. He leaned close, voice low. You are the most stunning woman here. By a mile. Every head turned when we walked in. To judge me. To see who had the audacity to stand beside Levi Bennett after 3 years of him ghosting this whole scene. His smile was wicked. Let them look. I'm proud. Before she could respond, a voice called out. Levi. You actually showed. A man approached. Tall, silver hair, expensive suit. Behind him, a woman who looked like she'd stepped from a magazine cover. Both wore practiced smiles that didn't reach their eyes. Richard. Veronica. Levi's voice was polite. Cool. Good to see you. And you brought a guest. Veronica's gaze raked over Simone. Assessing. Calculating. How refreshing. Simone Brooks. This is Richard Chen and his wife Veronica. We work together at the company. Richard, Veronica, this is Simone. My girlfriend. Simone extended her hand. Richard shook it briefly. Veronica barely touched her fingers. Charming. Veronica murmured. And what do you do, Simone? I'm a nurse practitioner. Trauma unit. Oh. Veronica's expression suggested Simone had said she cleaned toilets. How noble. Levi's hand tightened on Simone's waist. Warning. Support. Both. Simone saves lives, he said, voice sharp. What do you do again, Veronica? Besides spend Richard's money. The air froze. Richard coughed. Veronica's smile turned brittle. Still charming as ever, Levi. We should catch up later. Lovely to meet you, Simone. They moved away. Simone's stomach churned. That was exactly what I expected. Levi steered her toward the bar. Veronica's always been a snob. Richard enables her. Ignore them. Easy for you to say. You're used to this. Used to doesn't mean I like it. He ordered them both wine, handed her a glass. Want to leave? We can. Right now. I'll take you to a drive-thru and we'll eat burgers in the car. The mental image made her smile. We came here for a reason. The reason was to face my world together. Mission accomplished. Now we can leave. Levi. Simone. He cupped her face, oblivious to the surrounding crowd. I don't care about these people. Don't care about their opinions or their judgment. I care about you. If you're uncomfortable, we go. That's simple. Her heart swelled. I want to stay. Show them we're not intimidated. You sure? Positive. She took a fortifying sip of wine. Besides, I look too good in this dress to leave early. His laugh was genuine. That you do. The next hour was a gauntlet. Polite conversations that felt like interrogations. Questions about her background, her family, how she and Levi met. Each person probing for weakness, for cracks, for proof she didn't belong. Simone held her ground. Answered honestly. Refused to be ashamed of her life. But it was exhausting. She excused herself to the restroom, needing 5 minutes alone. Reapplied lipstick. Checked her reflection. The woman in the mirror looked poised. Confident. She just had to believe it. The restroom door opened. 3 women entered, mid-conversation. Simone recognized one, Veronica. She turned back to the mirror, tried to be invisible. I'm just saying it's desperate, one woman said. Levi Bennett, tech royalty, dating some suburban single mom? Please. Simone's hands stilled. 4 kids too, another added. Can you imagine? He's getting instant family baggage. Maybe that's the appeal, Veronica mused. Ready-made family. He doesn't have to do any of the work. Or she saw a meal ticket. Billionaire moves next door? I'd lock that down too. They laughed. Cruel, dismissive. Simone's blood turned to ice. Then Veronica met her eyes in the mirror. Recognition flickered. She didn't stop talking. Of course it won't last. These things never do. She'll realize she's in over her head. Or he'll remember what he left behind and trade up. The other women followed Veronica's gaze. Spotted Simone. Had the grace to look embarrassed. Veronica just smiled. "Oh, Simone. Didn't see you there. Clearly." Simone's voice was steady, calm, lethal. "Interesting theories about my relationship. Want to share them to my face? Or do you prefer bathroom gossip?" Veronica's smile didn't waver. "Just making conversation." "No. You were being cruel. There's a difference." Simone stepped closer. "You don't know me. Don't know my life. Don't know what Levi and I have built. But here's what I know about you. You're so insecure in your own relationships that you need to tear down others to feel superior." "Excuse me. I'm not finished." Simone's eyes were fire. "I didn't come from money. Didn't marry into it. Built my life from scratch, raised 4 kids alone, earned everything I have. That's not baggage. That's strength. And if you can't recognize that, if all you see is someone beneath you, then you're the one who's desperate. Desperate to maintain relevance in a world that values net worth over character." Veronica's face flushed. The other women shifted uncomfortably. "Levi is with me because I'm real. Because I challenge him. Because I see him as a person, not a bank account. And honestly," Simone grabbed her clutch, "that probably terrifies you. Because if men started valuing substance over status, where would that leave you?" She walked out, head high, hands shaking. In the hallway, she pressed her back against the wall, tried to calm her racing heart. That was incredible. She jumped, turned. Christina stood nearby, champagne in hand, expression amused. "You heard that. Everyone in the hallway heard that. The acoustics in here are terrible." Christina approached. For what it's worth, Veronica had that coming. She's been insufferable for years. I shouldn't have lost my temper. Why not? She was out of line. You defended yourself. Christina studied her. "You really love him, don't you?" "Yes." No hesitation. "I do." "Good." Christina's smile was genuine. "He deserves that. Deserves you. You set this up, didn't you?" Simone realized. The warning. The coffee. "You knew I'd be defensive going in. Ready to fight. Maybe." Christina's eyes sparkled. Levi needed someone who wouldn't be intimidated by this world. Who'd stand up to it. "I figured if you could handle me warning you off, you could handle anything." That's manipulative. That's effective. Christina raised her glass. "Welcome to the inner circle, Simone Brooks. You just earned your place." She walked away, leaving Simone staring after her, mind reeling. She found Levi in the ballroom, locked in conversation with a group of men she didn't recognize. When he saw her, his face lit up. He excused himself immediately, met her halfway. "You okay? You were gone a while. Had an interesting encounter in the restroom." Concern flashed. "What happened?" She told him. All of it. The gossip, her confrontation, Christina's revelation. Watched his expression shift from anger to pride to something fierce and protective. "I'm going to find Veronica." "No." She grabbed his arm. "I handled it. Don't need you to fight my battles." "Simone." "I mean it, Levi. I stood up for myself. For us. That's enough." He studied her face. Whatever he saw there made him relax marginally. "You're amazing. You know that. I'm furious. And exhausted. And ready to leave. Then we leave." "Not yet." She took his hand. "Dance with me first." His eyebrows rose. "Here. In front of everyone. Especially in front of everyone. Show them we're not ashamed. Not intimidated. That we belong because we choose to be here, not because we need their approval." His smile was slow, devastating. "Have I mentioned I'm in love with you? Once or twice?" She tugged him toward the dance floor. "Show me." He did. Pulled her into his arms as the quartet shifted to something slow, romantic. Held her close, one hand at her waist, the other clasping hers. They swayed together, eyes locked, everything else fading. You know they're all watching, he murmured. Let them. You know they're judging. Don't care. You know I want to kiss you right now. Publicly. Make it very clear who you are to me. Her breath hitched. Then do it. His eyes darkened. Simone. Kiss me, Levi. Show them. He did. Dipped her dramatically, kissed her deep and thorough, claiming her in front of everyone. When he pulled her upright, she was breathless, grinning, alive. Scattered applause broke out. Some genuine, some polite. She didn't care. Feel better? He asked. Much. They danced 2 more songs. Then collected their coats, said strategic goodbyes, and escaped into the night. In his car, Levi turned to her. That. In there. What you did, what you said, how you handled all of it. That was necessary. I was going to say extraordinary. But necessary works too. He reached for her hand. I'm sorry you had to deal with that. Sorry my world is so toxic, superficial, full of judgment, all of the above. But it's part of who you are. Your history. And if I love you, she squeezed his hand. I love all of you, including the parts that come with complications. You really love me. Said it last night, didn't I? Say it again. She leaned across the console, kissed him soft. I love you, Levi Bennett. Even when your friends are terrible. Ex-friends. Anyone who disrespects you doesn't get to be in my life. Don't burn bridges for me. Not burning bridges. Cutting dead weight. His expression was serious. You're my priority now. You and the girls and your kids. Anyone who can't respect that doesn't deserve my time. Levi. I mean it, Simone. I spent 3 years avoiding that world because it made me feel empty. Then I found you. Found something real. I'm not going back. Where does that leave us? Exactly where we are. Building something real in our neighborhood. With people who matter. The gala was closure. Proof I don't need that life anymore. And if I wanted you to maintain those connections? For your business or? Do you? No. God, no. Those people are awful. He laughed. Then we're agreed. No more galas. No more pretending. Just us. Just us. He started the car, drove them home through quiet streets. When they pulled into his driveway, she didn't make a move to leave. Come inside, he said softly. Kids are home. I should. Come inside. Just for a bit. I'm not ready to let you go yet. She shouldn't. Should maintain boundaries, be responsible. Remember she was a mother first. But tonight she'd faced down his world and won. Tonight she'd claimed him publicly. Tonight she felt powerful and brave and reckless. Okay. His living room was dark, quiet. He poured them both wine, settled beside her on the couch. Thank you, he said. For what? For coming tonight. For standing beside me. For defending us in that restroom. For being you. He cupped her face. You could have walked away at any point. From the moment Christina warned you, from the first snide comment, from Veronica's cruelty. You had every reason to decide this was too much. Never crossed my mind. Why not? Because I love you. And love isn't just about the easy moments. It's about choosing each other even when things are hard. He kissed her. Slow, deep, reverent. She melted into it, into him, into the moment. When they broke apart, his forehead rested against hers. Stay, he whispered. Levi. Not like that. Just stay. Fall asleep on my couch. Let me hold you. I need. His voice cracked. I need to know you're really here. That tonight was real. That you're mine. Her heart cracked open. I'm here. I'm real. I'm yours. They curled up together on his couch, her head on his chest, his arms around her. She should text her kids, let them know where she was. Should go home, be responsible. Instead, she closed her eyes and let herself drift. For tonight, this was enough. Tomorrow would bring new challenges. But tonight, they'd won. Simone woke to sunlight streaming through unfamiliar windows and the smell of coffee. For a disoriented moment, she couldn't remember where she was. Then she felt the blanket draped over her, saw Levi's living room, heard sounds from the kitchen. She'd fallen asleep on his couch. All night. Her phone showed 17 missed texts. Marcus, 11:43 p.m. Mom? You okay? Marcus, 12:15 a.m. Getting worried. Text back. Jasmine, 12:30 a.m. OM. Where are you? Marcus, 12:45 a.m. Okay. I'm checking Mr. Bennett's house. Marcus, 12:47 a.m. Never mind. His car's here. Yours too. Putting 2 and 2 together. Jasmine, 12:50 a.m. OMGMOM. Troy, 1:15 a.m. This is awkward. I'm going to bed. Maya, 7:23 a.m. Mom? Are you having a sleepover at Mr. Bennett's house? Jasmine, 7:45 a.m. She's alive. For anyone worried. Marcus, 8:02 a.m. Take your time. We're good here. Guilt and embarrassment flooded her. She sat up, finger-combed her hair, tried to look presentable. Levi appeared in the doorway, 2 coffee mugs in hand. He'd changed into joggers and a t-shirt, looked unfairly attractive for 8 a.m. Morning. Sleep okay? I fell asleep here. All night. My kids. Texted Marcus around midnight to let him know you were safe and sleeping on the couch. Nothing inappropriate. He said, and I quote, good for her. She deserves rest. Some of her panic eased. You texted my son? Seemed like the right thing to do. Didn't want him worrying. He handed her a mug. For the record, I'm a perfect gentleman. You can check the security cameras. Despite everything, she laughed. I believe you. Good. He settled beside her, careful to maintain space. How do you feel about last night? She considered. Empowered. Exhausted. Glad it's over. Regrets. About confronting Veronica? No. About defending us publicly? No. About cutting your ties to that world? Definitely no. His smile was relief and joy. I was worried you'd wake up and realize I'm not worth the drama. Levi Bennett. She set her coffee down, turned to face him fully. You are worth every second of drama. Every difficult conversation. Every public confrontation. You're worth all of it. He kissed her. Soft, sweet, grateful. I should go home, she murmured against his lips. You should. My kids probably have questions. Definitely. This is going to be awkward. Probably. Neither moved. Finally, reluctantly, she pulled back. Walk me out. Always. At her front door, she found a note taped at eye level. Asterisk Mom, made breakfast. Left you a plate in the microwave. Take your time. We're fine. Marcus asterisk. P.S. We like Mr. Bennett. Just so you know. Below that, in Jasmine's handwriting. Also he's hot. Good choice. Troy had added. This is weird but okay. Maya's contribution. Are you going to marry him? Can the twins be my sisters? Simone pressed the note to her chest, laughing and crying simultaneously. Levi read over her shoulder. Your kids are incredible. They really are. Think they'll mind if I steal you for breakfast? Levi. Not now. I mean. He shoved his hands in his pockets, suddenly nervous. My parents are coming to visit next weekend. Meeting the twins. I want them to meet you too. And your kids. If that's not too fast or. You want me to meet your parents. I want my parents to meet the woman I'm going to marry someday. Her heart stopped. Marry. Someday. Eventually. When you're ready. If you're ready. No pressure. Just, he met her eyes. You're it for me, Simone. I know it's fast. No, we're still figuring this out. But I've never been more certain of anything. She should be scared. Should pump the brakes, remind him they'd only been together a few months. Instead, I'd love to meet your parents. His grin was incandescent. Yeah. Yeah. But Levi. She grabbed his shirt, pulled him close. You don't get to drop the M word casually and then just walk away. We're talking about this later, when I've had coffee and processed everything. It's a date. She kissed him once more, then slipped inside before she could lose her nerve. Her kids were in the kitchen, pretending to be engrossed in breakfast. The second she appeared, 4 pairs of eyes snapped to her. So, Marcus said casually, how was the gala? It was fine. Just fine. Jasmine grinned. Because Mr. Bennett seemed pretty happy this morning when he walked you home. We're dating. You all knew that. Yeah, but you stayed over, Troy pointed out. That's different. I fell asleep on his couch. Nothing happened. We believe you, Marcus said. But Mom, it's cool. You're allowed to have a life. To be happy. We want that for you. Her throat tightened. You guys really mean that? Yes, they said in unison. Maya bounced over, hugged her waist. I think Mr. Bennett is really nice. And the twins are awesome. And you smile more now. Like all the time. I do. You do, Jasmine confirmed. It's nice. You deserve it. Simone pulled all 4 of them into a group hug, overwhelmed by love and gratitude. I have the best kids in the world. We know, Troy said. Can we eat now? This is getting mushy. She laughed, released them, grabbed her breakfast plate. As they ate together, chaotic and loud and perfect, she felt something settle in her chest. Peace. Certainty. Home. This was what she'd been protecting. What she'd built. And Levi fit into it seamlessly, added to it without demanding space or changing the foundation. He got it. Got them. Got her. And that made all the difference. That afternoon, while the kids were occupied, Levi texted. Levi, back deck? Need to talk to you about something. Simone, that sounds ominous. Levi, not ominous. Important. Please. Simone, give me 5. She found him on his deck, looking uncharacteristically nervous. Pacing. Running his hand through his hair repeatedly. Okay, now I'm worried, she said. What's wrong? He stopped pacing. Faced her. Nothing's wrong. Everything's right. Which is why I need to say this before I lose my nerve. Levi. I love you. You know that. You love me. We've established that. But I need you to understand what that means to me. He stepped closer. I haven't been in love since my wife died. Thought I couldn't be. Thought that part of me was gone. Then you appeared with your grease-stained hands and your attitude and your complete self-sufficiency, and everything changed. Her eyes stung. Levi. I'm not asking you to marry me. Not yet. But I am asking you to build a life with me. Really build it. Not just dating, not just neighbors who see each other. I want integrated lives. Want our kids to be siblings. Want Sunday dinners together. Want to fall asleep next to you and wake up with you. Want everything. That's a lot. I know. Too much. She thought about her kids' acceptance. About the twins already treating Maya like a sister. About how seamlessly Levi had integrated into her chaos. About waking up on his couch feeling more rested than she had in years. No, she said slowly. It's not too much. It's exactly right. Hope flared in his eyes. Yeah. Yeah. But Levi. I need time. Not to decide if I want this, I do. But to do it right. My kids need transitions. The twins need stability. We need to figure out logistics. Whatever you need. However long it takes. He cupped her face. I'm not going anywhere. We do this at your pace, your way. I just needed you to know what I want. Where I'm headed. So you can decide if you want that too. I do want it. Want you. Want us. He kissed her. Deep claiming, full of promise and future. When they broke apart, she rested her forehead against his. We're really doing this. We really are. It's going to be complicated. Messy. 6 kids between us, custody schedules, my work, your business interests. I know. And people will judge. Will say we moved too fast, that it won't work. Let them. Your parents might not approve. They'll love you. My ex might have opinions. Don't care. She laughed. You've got an answer for everything. Only one that matters. I love you. Everything else is just logistics. You make it sound simple. Isn't it? At the core, isn't it just, we love each other, we choose each other, we figure out the rest together? She kissed him again. When did you get so wise? When I met a woman who taught me what really matters. The next week was a whirlwind. Levi's parents came to visit. Warm, down to earth, immediately charmed by Simone and her kids. His mother pulled her aside after dinner. I haven't seen my son this happy since before Jessica died. Thank you for giving him that. I didn't do anything special. You loved him, challenged him, made him remember who he is outside of being a father and a businessman. That's everything. The twins started having more integrated playdates with Maya, often spilling into sleepovers that involved both houses. Marcus helped Levi fix his lawnmower. Jasmine babysat the twins when Levi had meetings. The neighborhood noticed. At the community center barbecue, annual event, huge turnout. Carol approached Simone with a tight smile. So, you and Mr. Bennett. It's official. It is. And you think that's wise? With your children to consider. Before Simone could respond, Mrs. Rodriguez, Maya's old soccer coach's wife, intervened. Carol. With respect, Simone's children are thriving. And Levi Bennett has been nothing but respectful and involved in this community. Maybe focus on your own business. Carol sputtered. Others nearby nodded agreement. Simone caught Levi's eye across the lawn. He raised his cup in salute. She smiled back, warmth flooding her chest. They'd built something real. Something people could see and respect. Later, as the sun set and kids ran wild, Levi found her by the grill. Ready to make it official? What does that mean? He pulled out his phone, pulled up the neighborhood group chat, typed something. Hit send. Her phone buzzed. She looked. Levi Bennett. For anyone wondering, and I know you all are, Simone Brooks and I are together. Officially, seriously, permanently if she'll have me. She's the love of my life. Her kids are incredible. Our families are integrating beautifully. And anyone who has a problem with that can take it up with me directly. Otherwise, we'd appreciate your support as we build something lasting. The chat exploded. Congratulations. Heart emojis, supportive messages. Even Carol posted a grudging, best wishes. Simone stared at her phone, then at Levi. You didn't have to do that. I wanted to. Wanted everyone to know. No ambiguity. No room for gossip. Just truth. You're really something, Levi Bennett. I'm really yours, Simone Brooks. She kissed him there in front of everyone. Kids cheering, neighbors clapping, the whole community bearing witness. His public devotion. His grand gesture. And it was perfect. 3 months later, Simone stood in Levi's kitchen. Their kitchen now, practically. Making Sunday dinner for everyone. Levi chopped vegetables beside her. The twins set the table with Maya's supervision. Marcus, home from college for the weekend, argued good-naturedly with Jasmine about music choices. Troy played video games with headphones on, occasionally calling out responses to questions he couldn't actually hear. Chaos. Beautiful, integrated chaos. This is my favorite thing, Levi murmured, hip-checking her gently. What? Chopping onions. This. All of it. Our kids together. You in my kitchen. Sunday dinner becoming tradition. The noise, the mess, the life. She leaned into him. Mine too. The doorbell rang. Marcus called out that he'd get it. Moments later, a familiar voice echoed through the house. Simone froze. Is Simone here? Her ex-husband. David. She hadn't seen him in person in over a year. He'd moved 3 states away, sent child support sporadically, remembered birthdays sometimes. The kids had adjusted to his absence better than his presence ever allowed. What was he doing here? She found him in the living room, Marcus hovering protectively nearby. David looked older, tired, diminished somehow. The twins had disappeared. Smart kids, sensing tension. David. Her voice was neutral. What are you doing here? I was in town. Thought I'd stop by. See the kids. His eyes swept the space, landed on Levi standing in the kitchen doorway. And meet the new boyfriend I've been hearing about. Levi said, extending his hand. Levi Bennett. David didn't shake it. The billionaire. Yeah, I heard. Tension crackled. Dad. Marcus's voice was firm. Mom asked what you're doing here. Can't a father visit his children? You could have called first, Jasmine said, appearing from upstairs. Given us warning. Troy emerged from his room, took one look at the scene, and planted himself next to Marcus. United front. Maya stayed in the kitchen with the twins, but Simone could feel her daughter's worry from here. It's fine, Simone said calmly. David, you want to talk to the kids? Take them out for coffee? We're in the middle of dinner prep, but... Actually, I want to talk to you. Privately. Levi stiffened. I don't think. It's okay. Simone met Levi's eyes, saw his reluctance. Give us a minute. Front porch. I'll be right inside, Levi said. Not to her. To David. A warning. On the porch, Simone crossed her arms. Talk. David ran a hand over his face. You look good. Happy. I am. The kids look good too. Settled. They are. What do you want, David? I heard you're serious with this guy. Bennett. That you're talking about moving in together. Blending families. And I'm their father. Shouldn't I have a say? Years ago, this conversation would have gutted her. Made her doubt herself, her choices, her worth as a mother. Now she just felt tired. You left, David. 16 years ago. You chose to walk away. I still paid child support. When you remembered. And money doesn't make you a parent. Showing up does. Being present does. Something you've never managed. That's not fair. It's completely fair. You want to suddenly have opinions about my relationship? About my life? You lost that right when you decided parenting was too hard. I'm trying to be involved now. Because I'm happy. Because I found someone. This isn't about the kids, David. It's about your ego. You can't stand that I moved on. That I built something better without you. He flinched. That's not. It is. Her voice was steel. And here's the truth. Levi has been more of a father to our kids in 6 months than you've been in 6 years. He shows up to Marcus's awards. He teaches Jasmine to drive. He plays video games with Troy. He treats Maya like she matters. That's what parenting looks like. So I'm being replaced. No. You replaced yourself. Years ago. We just finally stopped waiting for you to come back. He was silent. She saw the truth landing, saw him recognize it. The kids barely talk to me anymore, he said quietly. Because you barely talk to them. You want a relationship with your children? Earn it. Show up consistently. Be reliable. Prove you care. But don't show up now when I'm happy, and try to sabotage that out of jealousy. I'm not jealous. Yes, you are. And honestly, I get it. You thought I'd stay frozen in place. The abandoned single mom, struggling, waiting for you to realize your mistake. But I didn't. I thrived. And that probably hurts. His jaw clenched. You sound different. I am different. I know my worth now. Don't need anyone's validation. Certainly not yours. So what? I'm just supposed to disappear? Not be part of their lives. That's up to you. You're always welcome to be part of their lives, if you're willing to actually be a father. But you don't get to dictate mine. Don't get to judge my relationship or question my choices. I'm done letting you have that power. She turned toward the door. Simone. She paused. He better treat you right. Treat them right. He does. Every single day. Then I guess. He exhaled. I guess I'm happy for you. Really? She looked back. Saw something genuine in his eyes. Regret maybe. Acceptance. Thank you. That means something. Can I take the kids for coffee? Tomorrow. Actually talk to them. Ask them. They're old enough to decide. She went inside. Found Levi immediately. Walked into his arms. You okay? He murmured into her hair. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Behind her, David stood on the porch, phone out, presumably texting the kids. Inside, her family, her chosen family, her built family, waited. 6 months later. Simone woke in Levi's bed. Their bed now, officially. They'd moved in together last month after 9 months of dating, 2 months of planning, and countless conversations with all 6 kids about what integrated living would look like. The twins had rooms in both houses. Marcus was thriving at college but came home regularly. Jasmine had a job she loved. Troy was starting to come out of his shell. Maya had sisters now, technically not but functionally yes. It was chaos. Beautiful, messy, complicated chaos. And Simone had never been happier. Levi stirred beside her. Morning. Morning. Sleep okay. Like the dead. Your bed is obscenely comfortable. Our bed, he corrected. And you're adorable when you're sleep-rumpled. She swatted him playfully. Coffee. In a minute. He pulled her close. Want to savor this. They lay in comfortable silence, morning light slanting through windows, the house still quiet. Simone. Marry me. She went very still. What? He shifted to face her, suddenly serious. Marry me. Not someday. Not eventually. Marry me. Be my wife. Let me be your husband. Make this official in every way. Her heart pounded. Levi. I know we said we'd wait. But why? We're already living together. Already blending families. Already planning a future. The only thing missing is the formality. So marry me. Please. You don't have a ring. I have 3. Upstairs. Been carrying them around for 2 months waiting for the right moment. He grinned. But waking up next to you felt pretty perfect. Tears pricked her eyes. You have 3 rings? Couldn't decide. Figured I'd let you choose. Or we could return them all and you pick something completely different. I just want the answer to be yes. She kissed him. Soft, sweet, full of everything she felt. Yes. Yes. Yes, I'll marry you. Be your wife. Make this official. All of it. His smile was radiant. Really? Really? He kissed her again, deeper this time, rolling her beneath him, both laughing and crying and completely overwhelmed. A knock on the door interrupted. Mom. Mr. Bennett? We made breakfast. Maya's voice. Followed by giggles from the twins. They conspired, Simone realized. You planned this. Maybe. The kids helped. They're downstairs waiting to celebrate. You told them you were proposing? Asked their permission first. All 6 of them. They're the reason we're doing this in the first place. Her throat tightened. You asked my kids if you could marry me? Our kids. And yes. Seemed important. She pulled him down for another kiss. I love you. So much. Love you too. Future Mrs. Bennett. Absolutely not. I'm keeping my name. Future Mrs. Brooks who tolerates my presence. Better. They went downstairs to chaos. 6 kids, pancakes, balloons, and a handmade banner reading, she said yes. Despite the fact that Simone had said yes approximately 3 minutes ago. You were very confident, she said to Levi. I know you. You're practical, logical, and completely in love with me. The odds were good. She laughed, accepted congratulations from their kids, felt the rightness of this settle into her bones. 1 year later, the neighborhood community center was packed. Simone and Levi's wedding. Informal, joyful, exactly them. No elaborate gala. No designer dress. Just friends, neighbors, family, and the people who'd supported them from the beginning. Simone wore a simple white dress she'd found on sale. Levi wore a suit but no tie. The kids stood with them, all 6, part of the ceremony. When the officiant asked if anyone objected, Carol stood up. Everyone froze. "I object," she said. Then smiled. "To the fact that I ever doubted you too. You're perfect together. Congratulations." Laughter rippled through the crowd. The ceremony was short. The vows personal. When Levi kissed his bride, the applause was deafening. At the reception, potluck-style community effort, Mrs. Rodriguez approached Simone. "You know what I love. You never changed. Never tried to be something you're not. Just brought Levi into your world and let him fit. He made it easy. No. You made it right. That's different." Later, dancing with Levi, she caught sight of her ex-husband in the corner. He'd come at the kids' invitation, had been respectful, appropriate, made an effort with them. She'd never love him again, but she could appreciate his growth. "You okay?" Levi asked. "Perfect. Absolutely perfect. No regrets. Not a single one. You. Just one." Her heart seized. "What?" "That I didn't meet you sooner. Wasted too much time not knowing you existed." She kissed him there on the dance floor, surrounded by community, by family, by love. "Worth the wait though," she murmured. "Worth everything." They danced until the DJ packed up, laughed with their kids until voices were hoarse, celebrated with neighbors until the janitor kicked them out. And when they finally went home, to their house, their life, their chosen family, Simone felt complete. Not because a man completed her. She'd been whole long before Levi. But because she'd found someone who added to her wholeness. Who saw her, chose her, celebrated her every single day. That was worth everything. That was love. What would you rate this story? Drop 0 to 10 in the comments right now. If this story moved you, hit subscribe for more emotional journeys every week. And if it truly touched your heart, consider leaving a super thanks. Your support helps us create more stories like this. Every contribution, big or small, means the world. Ready for the next story? It's even more dramatic than this one. Click now. Thank you for being part of this journey.